2025 NFL season is absolutely off the hinges. And while things are starting to make a little more sense and we're starting to find out who the contenders and pretenders are, the Lions just lost to the Vikings. So yeah, let's break down week 9 of one of the weirdest NFL seasons we've ever seen. The Colts had us all fooled. They started off 7-1. And for the first time this season, we truly got a truly prime scout team safety performance out of Daniel Jones. And the Colts lost 27-20 to the Pittsburgh Steelers of all teams. I mean, if we're being honest, Daniel Jones has looked really good all season. But yeah, this was not his game. Although Danny Dimes managed to go 30 of 50 for 342 yards and a touchdown, this guy was turning the ball over at an astounding rate. You're just not going to win the game if your quarterback is turning the ball over 5 times. 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles is what happened to Daniel Jones. Is this an O-line problem? Maybe. I mean, 2 strip sacks is not ideal. It is nice to see that TJ Watt is alive, as he had a key part in this game. It definitely was a weird performance from the Colts O-line, as Daniel Jones had only been sacked 8 times the entire season and was taken down 5 times against the Pittsburgh Steelers pass rush. Jonathan Taylor was also out of commission, as he was not nearly as effective as his MVP caliber football has been all season. I mean, as a fantasy manager, Jonathan Taylor was one of my lowest scorers. 14 carries for 45 yards was a bit eye-opening, and the Steelers proved that if you shut down Jonathan Taylor and get to the quarterback, then this Colts team is definitely beatable. This year, we've been blessed with some of the best Thursday night football games in the Prime Video era, but I don't know if anyone was watching the absolute cinematic masterpiece that was Miami versus Baltimore on Thursday. The biggest highlight of that game is the amount of rushing yards that Devon Achane had. Shout out Lamar Jackson fantasy owners, shout out Mark Andrews, and shout out you poor Dolphins fans. I mean, Tua just does not seem like he's going to cut it. Mac Jones continues to be 2025's Jimmy Garoppolo, as he continues to be playing winning football in this almost foolproof San Francisco 49ers offense. Is he a bit of a CMC merchant? Yes, CMC had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown, as he was the team's leading rusher and receiver, as he had a certain amount of receiving yards. The NFL scriptwriters are doing this to themselves. And honestly, from the New York Giants perspective, I mean, what else can you ask for from Jackson Dart? No Malik Neighbors, no Cam Scatterbo. He's doing what he can with this less than ideal supporting cast around him. I've always been a big Jackson Dart guy, and I just think he's going to be a really good quarterback. He just needs some help. Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson will only get you so far in the NFL, especially when you're playing a really decent defense like the San Francisco 49ers. And from that game, we also found out very unfortunate news that Mykel Williams has suffered a torn ACL. Just very unfortunate for the young rookie, as he had a very successful college career. And I mean, ACL rookie year is just worst case scenario. In another part of town, the Titans lost again, but honestly, it was closer than I thought it was going to be. Let the record show the Tennessee Titans kept this game relatively competitive. In fact, they even had a little bit of a lead. An eensy tiny 14-10 lead that was cut short by none other than Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnston. Kind of a frustrating game for Chargers and especially Kamani Vidal fantasy owners, as the run game just wasn't really getting it done. Although we have seen Kamani Vidal can be solid, I just want Marion Hampton back so badly, as he is just keeping my IR nice, warm, and toasty. As for Cam Ward, at least they're in prime spot to land a top wide receiver in the draft this upcoming year. Peak cinema in 2025 can only be described as the Bears-Bengals game. Oh my gosh, 47-42 was your final score, as the Chicago Bears were able to take down Joe Flacco. My glorious GOAT, Kyle Monangai, whatever his name is. I picked this guy up for my fantasy team, and he absolutely showed out. 176 yards off 26 carries. What are we doing, Cincinnati defense? No DeAndre Swift, no problem, as Kyle Monangai was able to drop 22 points of fantasy points, straight rushing yards. That's absolutely bonkers. This game truly had it all. It had 2 Colston Loveland touchdowns, a DJ Moore passing touchdown. Love to see the Ben Johnson trickery, and also had a Joe Flacco 470-yard, 4-touchdown performance. Also 2 interceptions. These are prime Jameis Winston numbers if I ever saw them. Evan McPherson nailed the field goal late in the fourth quarter, 54 seconds left to keep the game at 42-41 with the Bengals lead. But with 17 seconds left, Caleb Williams found Colston Loveland for a 58-yard touchdown catch to put the game on ice and come back. Playing defense was optional in this game, as 47-42 was the final score. And you gotta hand it to Joe Flacco and the Bengals. Although he is throwing some interceptions, this team is fighting. And whatever happened against the Vikings, that was not fighting. Speaking of Vikings, JJ McCarthy might be the GOAT. All jokes aside, really encouraging performance from JJ McCarthy. Do we need to pump the brakes a little? Yeah, it's his first game back. He missed some really easy throws, but even with some really bad incompletions, he was able to play winning football, 2 tuds. People said that he only had 1 good quarter. Well, I think he played a complete game against the Detroit Lions, and I mean, it's the Detroit Lions. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. This was just a complete showing from the Minnesota Vikings and just the best football it was a completely different team, to be honest. Aside from that bogus first drive, the defense was locked down. Oh my gosh, our defensive line looked like we were shot out of a cannon, giving Jared Goff nightmares. Are the Vikings contenders? Yeah, now I would love them to be, but gotta give them a few weeks. JJ McCarthy looks confident and he's playing good football, and that's all we can ask for. Keeping it in the NFC North, the Packers lost to the Carolina Panthers. Oh my gosh. As if this week could not get any better, the Packers lost 16-3 in yet another Rico Dowdle masterclass. I mean, seriously, the Packers can put away teams like the Lions in their sleep, but they lose to the Browns and the Panthers. Don't get me wrong, I think this Packers team is a top unit in the NFC. I think they're better than the Vikings, honestly, but yeah, it's just comical. I mean, you can't make this up. Give the ball to Rico Dowdle and he will go off for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, every game they've given Rico Dowdle significant carries, he just popped off and been one of the best running backs in football this year, which is not even a ridiculous statement at this point. I mean, Chuba Hubbard should start looking at a new house in a new neighborhood on a new team because he might get traded. And yeah, I think my biggest hot take of this week is I kind of mess with these Packers jerseys. They're retro and kind of weird looking, but I kind of love them. In other news, the Broncos beat the Texans pretty handily in a pretty boring game. I mean, Davis Mills starting for the Texans should give you all the information you need. The Falcons battled the best team in the AFC East. No, I'm not talking about the Bills, the Patriots, hard. But yeah, in the end, Drake May is inevitable. However, really decent performance out of Michael Penix Jr. and Drake London. Shout out you guys. In his NFL debut, Tyler Shuck got absolutely rocked by the LA Rams. Send help for this poor guy. Quietly, a great game was the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Las Vegas Raiders. How this game went to OT, I don't know, but just before the half, Cam Little hit a 68-yard field goal. No, I'm not making this up. 68 yards. This is a new NFL record. We saw him do this in preseason. But yeah, Cam Little might be the GOAT, and that's coming at perfect timing as we're all kind of trying to move past our last GOAT kicker. Despite having a 4-touchdown performance, Geno Smith fell short as the Jags were able to pull away in overtime. Thanks to the Raiders' offense, another underwhelming performance from Ashton Jeanty, but Brock Bowers had an absolute masterclass, 127 yards for 3 touchdowns. Fantasy owners are remembering why they drafted him very early on, as he is the best tight end in football. Sammy D absolutely obliterated the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is hurt. Commanders are screwed. I mean, yeah, this game's a mess. Josh Allen and those regular season merchants, the Buffalo Bills, were able to beat the Chiefs, ending the Chiefs' hot streak. And it might be boring, but Josh Allen might be the best choice for MVP at this point in the season. Best looking team of the week, we gotta go with the New York Giants. Oh my gosh, these jerseys are absolutely sick. These retro Giants jerseys are some of my favorite of all time. Sad face player of the week goes to Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones. More so to Daniel Jones, how you turn the ball over 5 times in one game. GOAT of the week goes to Kyle Monaghan. I don't even know how to say it. But yeah, thank you for saving my fantasy team. And we will see you next week.
No matter what I'm saying, if God gon' slide, then I'm